Here we see James performing the deadlift. The deadlift is a compound movement using the whole body to take a load from the floor to mid-thigh or hip height, depending on where the hands are placed. James is going to approach the bar, making sure that his feet are shoulder width apart and the first eyelets of his shoes are directly underneath the bar. From here, he's going to bend down to take the bar with straight legs, with his hands just outside shoulder width apart. He's going to bring his bum down and his chest up to maintain a loaded hip position so the glutes and the hamstrings are tight and the back nice and solid. His head is going to be a neutral gaze about 6 to 7 feet in front of him with his chin nice and solid. From there, he's going to drive the floor away with his legs, lifting the bar past the knees and standing up with an open hip. Maintaining a neutral spine position, he's then going to push the bum back and away, maintaining a soft knee until he gets to the knee, and then he's going to bend the knee and return to his original start position with his hips loaded and his shoulders slightly forwards of the bar. A couple of things to note that we want to make sure do not happen. When James approaches the bar, we want to make sure that he does not leave his back rounded. As he brings his bum down and his chest up, he needs to gain a neutral spine rather than a rounded spine. The second thing to note is to make sure that the chin is not upwards or down. This changes the position of the vertebrae all the way down the back. We want to make sure that the head is nice and neutral, gazing about 6 to 7 feet in front. Third thing to note is we want to make sure that the chest is not behind the bar so that the hips are sitting too low into the deadlift. This would mean that all the load is put through the back rather than through the hamstrings and the glutes. As well, we want to make sure that the shoulders are not too far over the bar, meaning that the weight is forwards of us, the weight is on the toes, and again into that back. If James lifts now with a nice neutral spine and a good deadlift position, up to the top of the movement, as he returns, a couple of things to note. We want to make sure that the hips move backwards first rather than the shoulders moving first and pivoting from the hip. If James comes back up and demonstrates a poor form, he's just going to let his chest drop over the bar, and now we have all that load into the back rather than the hamstrings. When James is returning the bar to the floor, we want to make sure that he doesn't round the top of his back, and we want to make sure that his legs are not locked out straight. This would mean that the load is going through the back and the knees rather than the hips.